Much better conditions in Cesena. Cesena against Inter. Plenty of rain about, but an excellent playing surface in the circumstances at the compact Dino Manuzzi Stadium. Giovanni Trapattoni's Inter level on points with Sampdoria the leaders, and second place Juventus behind them only on goal difference. Marcello Lippi, the Cesena coach, striving to lift his team out of the relegation area. Joining me in commentary today, Trevor Francis, the former England international. The referee is Carlo Longhi from Rome. Cesena in the white shirts, about to get the game underway. It's an annual challenge for them to retain their first division status. Fontana is the Cesena goalkeeper. Here's Matthaeus. Bianchi. Matthaeus looking for some movement to the left, and then he gets it from Mandolini, who's continuing to deputise for the injured Andy Broma. Well, Trevor Francis, in your Italian adventures, did you play here?
Yes, just on one occasion, but it was many years back. I had the good fortune to score a goal on this field, and as you can see, it's in absolutely superb condition. Makes such a change to see a field in this condition, because we've seen so many times this season the pitches in the San Siro, also in Rome and in Genoa and in Turin, of course, in very, very bad condition after the World Cup.
Yes, there's been a government inquiry, so serious has that problem become. But a good day for the Italian game already, with Milan recrowned as World Club champions in Tokyo. That 3-0 win over Olimpia of Asuncion. 2 goals from Frank Rijkaard, incidentally, and the other from that very promising young midfield player for Milan, Giovanni Stroppa. Walter Zenga. Matthaeus looking very hungry for the ball right from the off. Ferry. Tremendous atmosphere inside the stadium. Here's Berti. Paganini. Bianchi and Cesena needing to get players back and needing the goalkeeper to come. And I must say, he looked a little bit late on the scene then, but the free kick has gone Cesena's way. Referee Carlo Longhi. Alberto Fontana, goalkeeper who'll be 24 in January. Bergami playing as the sweeper, and the captain, of course, Berti. Jurgen Klinsmann trying to get into the picture for the first time.
It's a very important day, of course, for Inter Milan today, with AC Milan not playing in the Championship and Juventus' game being called off. I think it's a good opportunity for them to get the 2 points today, with Sampdoria having a tough match at home to Roma.
Matthaeus. The long-haired Barcella is at number 5. And a key player for Cesena, Massimo Ciocci, who started with Inter and would love to impress against the club where he was in and out of the first team over some 4 seasons, up until 1988. And he scored 6 goals for Cesena this season.
Yes, and he's certainly a player that's interested me this season. Just leave it there for a second.
It's his opposite number, Aldo Serena, but he's slightly under-hit the pass. Bianchi won it well, taken on here by Pizzi. It's his cross. It's Serena going for it. It's Klinsmann. The goal is given. Cesena feel there might have been a foul on the goalkeeper. Jürgen Klinsmann for Inter. 4 minutes gone. In from Pizzi. This is the key moment in my mind. Serena going for the ball. Klinsmann puts it in. No questions asked. Trevor Francis.
Well, it's the sort of decision in Italy that's normally rewarded with a free kick against the attacker for a foul on the goalkeeper. In England, it would be normal practice. But as Serena went in there on Fontana, he did give a little bit of a nudge. The ball brought nicely for Klinsmann, and he doesn't miss from that distance.
And the more you watch of the Italian game, the more you feel that the borderline decisions go the way of the big clubs. You have to go back to October the 21st to find Cesena's last win in the league when they won away at Bologna. Another valuable Ciocci goal. Well, it's a collision that's got the medical men anxious again.
I think once again it's Riccardo Ferri who's in the wards.
This is how it happened, and it was away from the ball as it was played forward. They were both peeling away to try and do a marking job, and it was a little indication there of the discipline of Italian defenders, although it worked out wrongly for them. They weren't ball watching, that was for sure. They were looking at their opponents, but they weren't watching out for each other. And poor Ferri. It's been an awful couple of minutes for him. The stretcher party waiting for the signal.
I think it was Berti there who was given the signal for the stretcher to come on. He looks quite worried about the situation.
But they're not going until they're told. And maybe they too know about Ferri's toughness, but this time the son of the boxer seems to be out for the count. Not getting too much sympathy from the Cesena fans, who are probably still wondering why Carlo Longhi didn't blow for a foul on the goalkeeper when Serena jumped in the 4th minute, and Fontana in the Cesena goal could only knock the ball down onto Klinsmann's foot. Well, Trapattoni having Beppe Baresi warming up a minute or two ago, and he's still going through the motions, so the veteran is going to come on.
Well, that certainly is a blow to Inter, but Baresi, as you've seen many times, the capable deputy. I'd be interested to see exactly where he does play. They do, of course, have Bergami, a very, very experienced man-to-man marker. He may just have to come out of his sweeper role to mark Ciocci.
Yes, they could put Baresi on the left side, Mandolini to sweeper. That would be one possibility. But Ferri is out of the game. And Beppe Baresi, who awoke today to the news that his younger brother Franco had collected the World Club Championship for Milan. Here's Matthaeus. Pizzi with that good left foot of his, trying to get the ball wide. It's Klinsmann who shoots. The pass picked off as Pizzi wanted to move the ball from the centre to the right, but Jürgen Klinsmann fortified already by scoring. And even though it was a very awkward volley to manufacture, he came close.
Good effort, hit it very, very cleanly, and a couple of foot lower, might have been Fontana in trouble.
Matthaeus. Serena, who pulls away to the far side so well. Bertie clipped it in, but the linesman was flagging. Silas, who was playing in Portugal. He was signed by Cesena when the transfer market was opened up again at the end of October. They do have the Swedish international, Hasse Holmqvist, who hasn't played much for them because of injury. And now, is it a penalty? It is. And this time it's Inter's turn to look questioningly at the referee. And a lifeline for Cesena, Carlo Longhi. Mandolini came across and the ball was touched forward by Del Bianco. Well, it looked a dive at the end of it, but if he'd gone down in a more orthodox way, you'd have said a certain penalty. It was just the way he fell that made me surprised, and Trapattoni very upset. We've had 20 minutes. And a chance for Cesena. A great chance to draw level. Ciocci makes no mistake. His 7th goal of the season. And Inter, having started the game so well, have hit a bad patch. Ferry off, their lead lost. Quite a game, Trevor Francis.
Yes, a rather rash challenge by Mandolini in the penalty box. You just never challenge like that in that area. It's too dangerous, but I was rather amused by the little dive from Del Bianchi. I think it was a penalty, but it could have actually changed the referee's mind by that overreacting with a stupid dive. But it was a penalty, and superbly taken by Ciocci, sending Zenga the wrong way.
A pressure penalty, and Cesena, who knew the desolation of losing a 2-goal lead a week ago, in a much better frame of mind here, having taken Inter's lead away from them. Mandolini, who was moved from the left side into the middle, into that position because of Ferry's departure. It might be a chance for Cesena to use Amarildo's strength in the air against this restructured into defence, already lacking Andy Bremer, now lacking Ricardo Ferri. But Cesena at the back, worried by Klinsmann. Matthaeus for Klinsmann, for Matthaeus again, lovely play. Matthaeus sees the angle for the shot, and it hit Aldo Serena, which I don't think Matthaeus was best pleased about. Cesena didn't really close him down off Serena's knee, and maybe denied Matthaeus a goal.
Yes, I think that it was bad positional play there from Serena, and also bad positional play from Signor Longhi, the referee. But Matthaeus certainly seems in good form today. It appears that he's playing in a more advanced role.
Mandolini. Again, Cesena not quickly getting the tackles in on the edge of the area. Matthaeus has won the ball back and then had his heels clipped by an apologetic Ciocci. Actually, just caught one foot, didn't it? We're 11 minutes away from half-time. And Matthaeus lining it up. It's a good 30 yards, maybe a little further out than that. Oh, and it got through, not at full velocity. But it was accurate enough from Matthaeus, who was concentrating on keeping it down, but slipped on the moment of impact. Good save by Fontana. Matthaeus to take the corner himself. Baresi. It'll be another corner. Important, you sense, for Cesena not to go behind again in these crucial minutes before half-time. The goalkeeper got it to the edge of the area where Amarildo helped him a little. Pizzi. They're an interesting mix, Cesena. They don't look very convincing defensively, but they've got one or two things to offer in attack, which isn't always the case with teams towards the bottom of the Italian First Division. Nobile. Led back to him by Silas. Nobile again. Easily dealt with by Mandolini.
They certainly don't look very confident in defence, and I don't think the keeper Fontana certainly inspires them at all. You were quick to say that it was a good save from Matthaeus' free kick, but I felt from 35 yards he was entitled to save it from that distance, because Matthaeus didn't really hit it. And from the resulting corner, he rather flapped it in a centre really that he should have taken quite cleanly without any problems at all.
Berti, too quick for Pericini, and still with the strength to go further forward, and the referee was playing the advantage then, and Berti was hoping to angle a pass inside the defender for Bianchi, and Bianchi wanted the ball played wide to his feet. Less than 2 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time, of course, and there'll be a little bit of that because of the injury to Ferry. Here's Amarildo lining one up. Well, that was more impressive from him. Made the shooting chance for himself and connected pretty cleanly.
Yes, he has to thank his colleague there, Pericini, who made a good run, and I think it took Paganini's attention away from Amarildo, who made space well for himself, and it was a good shot on target.
It happened when Inter were 1 goal up, and the reorganised defence then conceded the penalty. And in time added on for the treatment to Ferry. Silas, who has already in his short time in Italy put away one absolutely sensational free kick from long range. It was against Torino here on his debut at the end of October. Walter Zenga will have been briefed about that, I'm sure. Nobile is the left-footed player, the number 3. From this particular angle, they want that approach. Esposito has gone on the end of the wall. Nobile. They play it short to get Silas through the centre. And Zenga wasn't happy that time. Back from Del Bianco. Bergami puts it behind. And the Cesena coach, a good friend of Trevor Francis, he's been doing his work on the training ground.
That was a very good, well-worked free kick. It filled into because they were expecting a shot from Silas. Good 1-2 and terrible goalkeeping from Zenga. He went down far too early for the ball.
scramble it away from the corner. Back to Josic, the Yugoslav World Cup player. Well, when the whistle goes at this stage, you expect it to be for half-time, but that's just for a free kick to Inter, booted forward by Piracini.
I said terrible keeping because I felt that Zenga could have possibly come out and just taken the ball cleanly with his hands, but he went down far too early and ended up having to kick the ball away, putting himself under unnecessary pressure.
And very nearly kicked it to Del Bianco, the player who'd run over the ball initially at the start of the free kick routine. Oh, Fontana. Well, Baresi. Another check on the watch by the referee from Rome. Into the 4th minute of time added on, and there would be no complaints about that. I might have to add some more on. Del Bianco is hurt. Well, it gives Trevor Francis a chance to give us a considered opinion on the first half.
Yes, I think the referee there has just blown for half-time, and there haven't been too many chances, but Inter Milan have certainly been the more positive. But having got into the lead, I felt they were in a comfortable position, but surprisingly they gave that penalty away, allowing really Cesena to get back into the game. But looking at the Cesena defence, they do look to be in trouble every time the ball gets played into the box. And I'd be very, very surprised if they keep it at 1 goal.
So 1-1 at half-time. Inter after 4 minutes from Jurgen Klinsmann. The equaliser for Cesena from the penalty spot. Ciocci's 7th of the season. Cesena 1, Inter 1. And we'll be back for the second half. Heavy rain falling during the half-time interval. Inter, at this moment in time, top of the Italian First Division, with Sampdoria's game off and Juventus delayed, and Milan celebrating in Tokyo. Whether that will affect their thinking as to how to play the second half remains to be seen. Cesena, on the evidence of 45 minutes, have looked quite inventive in their attacking play, but very vulnerable in defence. They came into this match having conceded 10 goals in their previous 4 games, none of those won. And really you can see why they've had problems at the back. And Ronaldo throwing that dummy again, and this time it very nearly came off for him. In fact, he fooled Paganini, but the ball just rolled out of play.
And due to this rain that's been falling at half-time, it's certainly not going to help the Cesena defenders, nor, for that matter, the keeper, because the ball now is very, very slippery, and they certainly haven't looked confident in the first half, and I would think this is an added problem now for them second half.
Bergami. Serena's won the header. Pizzi supported him well. Serena's cross, and that's one that Fontana could hang on to. Well, so often Matthaeus is the barometer for Inter. If he's making the sort of marauding breaks that we saw from him in the first half, you know that Trapattoni is on the attack. But if he holds and reinforces the defence, the policy is often one of containment. Here's Berti. Matthaeus taking over. Klinsmann and Serena just jogging forward in the centre. And that's a clumsy challenge by Serena.
Just looking at 1 or 2 statistics during the half-time interval, it is quite apparent that Cesena are a team that lose goals quite regularly. In fact, in the First Division, only Pisa this season have conceded more goals than Cesena. probably another reason why Trapattoni is so keen to attack this team today and try and get the 2 points.
Bought Cesena a little bit of time. Oh, and Josic, you might remember, scored a couple of goals for Yugoslavia in the World Cup. One of them against West Germany. Matthaeus will certainly remember. And Klinsmann too. But Ciocci, they rely on him so much. Of their 13 league goals this season, he has 7. Berti, faced by Peracini. Let Berti play the ball in, defending the line on the edge of the penalty area. Pagani. Here's Berti. Esposito has gone across to follow the run of Pizzi. It is a dangerous thing to say about a game in Italy, but I certainly feel that's a foul throw, quite clearly. I certainly feel that this game has more goals to offer to Inter's need to get a win, to maybe find themselves in a very proud position when the table is printed for tomorrow morning's papers.
Yes, and another man who would like to certainly score another goal today is Ciocci, because at the moment, with Piovanelli of Pisa not playing today because their game against Milan was postponed due to Milan having the World Club Championship in Tokyo, Ciocci now is on 7 goals, which makes him equal top goal scorer with Piovanelli.
Here's Nobile, trying to structure a chance for Ciocci. Yes, you'd have got long odds against those two being up at the top, ahead of all the illustrious imported players.
I think in any country it's always nice to be top goal scorer, but there's even more importance attached to it in Italy. I've known players perhaps at the end of the season when they're not regular penalty takers and their team have been awarded penalties, they've taken it just to try and finish top goal scorer in the league. It is very, very important on a personal note.
I should mention that Klinsmann now has 6, so he's getting within range. And he's earned Inter a free kick. He does take some battering. We've criticised him quite a lot this season for his diving and his antics. But he gets taken out of the play by some rugged defenders. And the referee quite right to award the free kick here. We're 6 minutes into the second half. 1-1 in Cesena. And Pizzi and Matthaeus engaged in earnest conversation. Bianchi there as well. His job is usually to stand on the edge of the wall. And there he goes. Now the outcome of these discussions, we will soon learn. It's Matthaeus! Oh, you scarcely saw it! Certainly the goalkeeper didn't. A fantastic free kick by Lothar Matthaeus, and I'm amazed that the net stopped it. It was like a shell, and it exploded past Cesena.
Well, it was certainly clear from the first minute that Matthaeus was in great form today, and that's an absolute magnificent goal. We've criticised the keeper there for Cesena on many occasions during the first half, but I feel no keeper in the world would possibly have gotten near that one. That was struck with ferocious power.
Now Amarildo got his head to it. Well, the final touch came off his marker, and now it's a corner for Cesena. 10 minutes into the second half. 10 minutes that Inter have already put to good use. Wonderful enthusiasm the average Italian fan has for his Sunday afternoon football. And I think that explains why they're trying to get the game on still in Turin. Great ball by Pizzi. Oh, and it's Mandolini! From a wonderful cross by Serena, I think it was, on the far side. It was a terrific chance, and you would have expected a forward to take it.
Yes, as the ball comes across, Mandolini gets in a good position, and that's a good save by the goalkeeper. Undoubtedly, that's the best move of the game there.
And Mandolini with the licence to get upfield from the back, and Inter really don't need to sit on this lead at 2-1. They look very capable of adding to it. But Fontana, you must remember, when the ball's with Serena, he's got to be covering the other post. And now he's got to get along his line. There he goes. And he managed to get knee and flailing hand to it. He'll feel better for that after a poor first half, but he's been beaten now. Serena has struck. And Inter are sitting pretty in Cesena. Still reflecting on the previous incident, perhaps. The goalkeeper stayed on his line. Mandolini went into the near post. Serena came out behind him, angled it beautifully.
Well, for me, that's once again the goalkeeper's fault. You see Serena jump in there completely unchallenged. What could he be? 4, possibly 5 yards from the goal, and the keeper is rooted on the goal line. He hasn't moved.
Half an hour left, and there are some games, Trevor, I would think, when you play in the Italian league as a striker, where you think you've got to get your goals in, because there are other games that it's very, very hard to score in, and you would expect the likes of Klinsmann and Serena to be very hungry against this weak Cesena defence to try and improve the margin of victory even more.
Yes, in fact, I do feel a little for my old pal at Sampdoria, Signor Lippi, the manager of Cesena, because looking at them, they are a team that's desperately trying to stay in the first division, but on this performance, they don't appear to have a team that are good enough to stay there. A team that's trying to stay in the first division must build their team around a good, solid defence and a good goalkeeper. And in that respect, they don't look to have too much chance at the moment.
There's a substitution and a booking going on. Turqueta for Del Bianco. There's the substitution. Turqueta is one of these players who's been around a number of clubs, but in 1985 he helped Verona win the championship, a most unlikely success story that season. Well, look at Cesena's lack of marking here. Paganini's round the back. He was determined not to get the cross cut out at the near post, wasn't it?
But if you look at Amarildo there, he's just completely allowed Paganini to go in behind him. I think really that Lippi does have a problem, and I think the two biggest problems are the two Brazilians. They can be fantastic players on their day, Amarildo and Silas, but I rather feel that they can be a liability also. They don't appear to have the mentality to play in the Italian First Division, or certainly with a team that are battling desperately to stay in the First Division.
Silas was signed. I mentioned the Swedish player Holmqvist, who was out for almost all of last season with injury and was ruled out for this season. Here's Amarildo now. So Amarildo and Josic started the season as the foreign players, and Holmqvist couldn't play through injury, and then Silas was recruited. But you feel that they could have done with a a good, solid defender, really.
Yes, and as so often that happens in Italy, it's not always, of course, the manager's choice. So perhaps, you know, Lippi has inherited a couple of problems here by the choice of his president.
Here's Paganin. 18 minutes into the second half. It's Cesena 1, Inter 3. Klinsmann, one of the scorers, looking to create another chance for Inter here. He's gone for the return pass, and the goalkeeper's pushed it out. And Bianchi, oh dear, it was a case of having almost too long, and Trapattoni might be thinking of making a substitution by his reaction there.
Well, Bianchi's laughing there, but I'm sure he's bitterly disappointed because Klinsmann does well here, keeper well, puts it back into play, straight into the path of Bianchi, and really, that should have been in the back of the net for 4-1, should have been game, set and match.
Berti just played it straightforward and simple. Klinsmann in a tight corner. And Silas, now for Amarildo. Trying to muscle his way on. Oh, and Silas claiming that it was blocked by a hand. The referee saw nothing wrong. Here's Ciocci. Back in from Piracini. Up goes Silas. Amarildo trying to just get a shot away when there was no time for it. But he'd done well initially to cut the ball back from the left.
Yes, he certainly did do well. He got to the byline well. I think he played it back into, I think it was Piracini whose shot was blocked. But that certainly would have been interesting there if Cesena pulled a goal back.
So, Gelain comes on for Nobile. Cesena's corner. In went Barcella, but not with his eyes on the ball. Carlo Longhi was very well placed as Silas shot from the pass by Amarildo to adjudicate as to whether an Inter arm had denied Silas a goal. Here's Bergami, Silas having to chase him. Whether Inter remain top of the table will depend on what news we get from Turin, and if that game is played, of course, as to whether Juventus win it. It is Bianchi. Oh, and look at the space for Pizzi. Help yourself, really. Well, there were cracks in the defence before, but that was a far worse problem.
Well, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I've never seen so much space in a first division match in Italy. Pizzi here, thank you very much. It's more like a benefit game.
It's certainly to the benefit of Inter. And Pizzi able to just pick his spot. And in the end, he just hammered it past the exposed Fontana, who was totally blameless this time. Free kick to Cesena. And some of their supporters are heading for the exits. They're in no hurry to take it either. Maybe they just want to get the game over with and not get the ball back into play too quickly in case Inter get up the other end and grab another one. So Silas to take it. Can't get past Berti, the first defender. Cesena have got another free kick for dangerous play. An arm raised by the referee. A foot had been raised by Baresi. Well, at 3-1 and a goal back, Cesena would have been seeing perhaps a route for recovery. But at 4-1, a goal really at this stage would just be another statistic for the afternoon. Oh, good save by Zenga. Cesena attacked it in a group. Nicely delivered free kick. Amarildo met it. So too did Zenga.
Yes, good header there from Amarildo. Just a nice height for Zenga to push the ball over the crossbar.
Perocini. Well, it has been a second-half stroll, as we've all seen. But let's just refer back to the moment that really turned it back into sway, Trevor, the free kick by Matthaeus, because up till that point at 1-1, it might not have been the sort of game that we've seen since then. A substitution is Yorio coming on. I think Klinsmann will be best pleased at going off. There might be another goal for the taking, but Yorio, who is a much-travelled striker, and his career has had some downs as well as some ups, and it was a great move for him to come to Inter for this season. I must say how delighted we are to be able to bring you football from Italy this afternoon. And the goals have been there for us as well, and Inter, against not the most testing of opponents, were given a game really for 51 minutes until Matthaeus belted in the free kick, and the difference in status between the two sides became really apparent. Gelain, Bianchi, Pizzi. Have they got time to make it 5? Well, they've got another free kick.
Well, with a few seconds left, will we see another Matthaeus blockbuster?
He's striding across there, and I don't think he needs to worry too much about the rest of the team at this stage. Time for a little bit of self-indulgence and for maybe a last thrill for us. Not too many volunteers to go in the Cesena wall. Possibly the last kick of the game. Matthaeus takes it. The ball's in the net. It was certainly touched along the way. Matthaeus accepts the congratulations. And let's just see who deflected it. Serena was going in there, and a defender as well.
Well, I'm going to punt for Barcella as an own goal.
And it's just confirmed. A marvellous day for Milan. For Inter from Milan, I should say. And they've turned it round totally in the second half. 1-1 at half-time, and Matthaeus, they've given it on the computer here, just as Trevor Francis called it. Barcella, his old teammate, 3 minutes into injury time, debited with the 5th. But Klinsmann in the first half, for the crucial stage, Matthaeus and Serena with those 2 inside 5 minutes. An easy goal for Pizzi to make it 4-1, and the last Matthaeus free kick in off Barcella. Cesena 1, Inter 5.